Everybody, welcome back to the channel, and we're going to go over a rattle can paint job. Is it a hack job or did it turn out pretty good? Well, you be the judge. And what we're judging is that hood. I think it turned out pretty dang good for a rattle can. Now I know it is white, but boy, this is yesterday we painted and made the video, and today I wanted to come out and check to see how much it flashed off, and it really didn't flash off that bad. It's still nice and shiny. So, with that being said, check out the rest of this video and see how we did. Stay tuned.
Not too bad, it's just the underneath. We'll put another coat of paint on that, and we'll continue on.
Alright, as you can see, I got my hood for the old Bollins oil and primer. And what we're going to do, everything is, all the products I'm using is store-bought, anywhere from Advanced Auto or Napa or whatever, or the hardware store, and we're using Rustoleum everything. And people are thinking, oh no, rattle can. Yep, I want to show you how you could take a rattle can paint job and make it look like it's a professional paint job. Maybe, maybe not, maybe it'll be a big fail. I've had many fail. I've had many turn out where people can't notice the difference between a rattle can and a professional spray job, as you would call it, from a regular automotive gun. But the key is body work and prep. Body work and prep. The paint is usually pretty good. You can actually do pretty good with Rustoleum, and I've had. But the key is prep. Make sure your body work's done right. And I had this in primer probably 2 or 3 times, and I see I got a little dent right here I want to get out. See, I put the primer on in it. You can find all your mistakes and issues that need addressed. So, with that being said, we're going to continue on. We'll hit that little pin, that little dent, any other ones I find, and get it correct. Because once that's correct, then that paint will lay actually nice. And the most important thing about Rustoleum paint, follow the directions that are on it to a T, and you have pretty good results. And if you read, it says recoat times 50% humidity, 70 degrees outside, do not touch it in 2 to 4 hours, handle in 5, but it cures within 48. Do not clear coat after 48. So a lot of people get that wrinkling effect because they wait too long to put the next coat on. So if you can't get it done within an hour, just forget about it and let it sit for a couple days. That's the most important thing about Rustoleum. it used to be a better paint, and I'm sure things are cheaper as they go. So I had to adjust many times over the years with this stuff, and like, well, you know, like I wouldn't even think about rereading the can. But if you read the can and follow the directions to a T, the product works pretty well. And like I said, I've done Fords in blue. I've done tractors in blue, and the reason I want to do with Rustoleum, I should say, not just blue, and Rustoleum, and I've had pretty good success with it. I've even done the Rattle can magic paint, which is okay as well. I've done, again, follow the directions, and you'll be just fine. So we're going to continue on. Well, that turned out pretty good. That was 3 coats on the hood, and I did 4 coats on the fiberglass, but I knew it was going to absorb. And it'll probably get duller. But she's shiny, she's pretty. Now that will flash off, and it won't be nearly as shiny. But the key is to make sure all your body works good. And the problem with this old steel is there's so many waves when they stamp it. As you can see, there's a couple waves that I should have took my time and did a little bit more body work to get some of them waves out. But it's still a garden tractor, and I'm probably going to scratch it when I go to plow snow and everything else, knowing me. But so what's your opinion? Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. But that's Rattle can Rustoleum. And I found out doing this many, many years, the key to painting Rustoleum rattle cans. Now, one thing is Rustoleum used to make a better product a long time ago. And not so much, they're hit and miss now. In fact, one of the cans, thank goodness it was the first one, it was like spec one real weird. So, but I knew I was going to put a couple more coats on it on the fiberglass. So I said, we'll let it go. But I threw that can away and got a brand new can, and the nozzle was real good on it, and the paint was real good on it. I always get extra cans because bugs, if they get in it, you can scrape a bug out and then maybe repaint in a week or so. And I've done that where I've used this as almost like a base and then went over it with another can of the same color a couple of weeks later, and it turned out really just as good as this. Or you can clear coat them too. The clear coat's the same thing. But the key to all of this is well, as you can tell, that part of the video sort of went wonky on me there, and I lost that little bit of content at the end. What I was saying at the end of that segment was the key to painting with a rattle can is your prep, your body work, because the paint isn't as thick as, say, when you're spraying it out of a spray gun. Now, I know you can control that and mix your reducer and everything in thinner to whatever you desire, but typically a rattle can is a real thin mixture to begin with. So you do have to do extra coats to make sure your body works good. But the biggest thing is your weather and specifically humidity and temperature. So that's your key to having a rattle can turn out pretty good. And again, we might as well finish this up. This is the next day anyhow, and even the fenders turned out pretty good. And I like it. There's a good bit of gloss there on it still, and I think we're going to let it go. I'm still going to let it sit for probably a couple weeks and revisit this and see what it's like. And I have done this before where I will take 1200 grit, 1500 grit sandpaper, go over everything again, get any maybe little bugs out, imperfections out that's in the paint, and then I'll hit it again. But it says 48 hours for this to cure, and that is true. I've always waited 2 weeks. This way I know it's good. I don't have to worry about it because it'll wrinkle on you. We've all had that problem where it wrinkles on you, where what happens is the chemicals don't release in the paint, and when you're putting another coat on it, you're trapping that chemical release in it, and that's where you get that wrinkle. We've all had that. We've all seen that when we're painting, that if you get it within the hour, you keep painting all your coats within an hour of each other, you're usually good. It's just when you let it go and you hit it again too soon, or even if an hour is you've done it in an hour, it wrinkled. What it is, it's flashing off too quick. The temperature's probably hot, and then it'll wrinkle. So you got to do it quick, or you have to wait. And I think that's pretty much with the Magic paint too, not just Rustoleum. Pretty much any enamel. But like I said, the key is weather and taking your time and watching, and well, practice makes perfect too. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm going to end this video on that note. Like I said earlier, leave a comment below. See what you think. I mean, it turns out all right for me. Cost effective for doing just a couple pieces. Rattle can's the way to go versus going and buying a quart of canvas white, or I think, what was this, Wimbledon white, Wimbledon white, whatever that, Wimbledon maybe? That's it, Wimbledon white. It was like a Ford color, or an antique white, whatever the Boland's color really is. Don't know, don't care at this point. Getting a quart of that, of urethane, and mix it just for 2 parts, it wasn't cost effective for me, because remember, it is a garden tractor that nobody probably give you no more than $1,000 for anyhow. So it's just one of them things that we all run into with painting garden tractors or any projects. What is the most cost-effective way? And this is the most cost-effective way for the Bolins at this time, was Rattle can, the hood, and the fenders. So on that bombshell, guys, we'll catch you on the next one, and stay tuned. Thank you. This is what I love about this place, guys. I just got done filming that little bit of extra. I come out in my yard and there's a brood of turkeys hanging around the pool. Hey guys, they're little babies. Ain't that cool? That is cool. They probably come up to see my chickens. And they just hang out. Oh, I love this place.